Between football games and holiday parties, it always seems that we're always looking for something else to kind of crunch on, something that's a little bit different. And I've got something for you today. It's a roasted garbanzo snack. So it's going to use garbanzo beans, and we're going to season them up similar to the way that you would season up a roasted pecan or something along that line. We're going to start with about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I'm using an olive oil. You could use another type if you chose to. And to that, I'm going to add a tablespoon of ground cumin. Now, the nice thing about this is that you can change the flavor. If you've got a pecan or an almond recipe that you like a lot, you can go ahead and use the same seasoning on that you do for this one. That was a half a teaspoon of chili powder. I'm going to add a teaspoon of garlic powder. So we're really going to control the amount of sodium that goes in here, and then you can adjust it at the end if you decide it needs a little bit more saltiness for you. This is again, the half a teaspoon of chili powder there. The other one was a tablespoon of cumin, a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of chili powder, and that was actually a dash of cayenne pepper to give it a little bit more pop. It's a pinch of black pepper and about a pinch of salt. I'm going to only add about half of what I've got there. I'm going to whisk these together. You could do this with a spoon equally well. We just want to make sure we get them all well blended so that every garbanzo bean gives the same full effect. And then we're going to set that aside, and the garbanzo beans. Now, I've used a 15-ounce can of garbanzo beans. You could cook up garbanzo beans and use about 2 cups. The amount, you can flex a little bit. You just get a little bit more or less seasoning on each one. The thing that you need to remember to do, however, is that you want to drain them well from whatever comes in the can or the cooking liquid, rinse them off well, and then you want to actually drain them well again and pat them dry on a paper towel, because we're going to try and dry these out. And the more liquid that you have on them at this point, the longer it's going to take and the more difficult it's going to be to make sure you get them down to the point where they actually become crunchy. So just stir them well to coat them, and we'll have a little bit of the oil and a little bit of the coating left in the pan, so that's why it's okay if you don't use exactly the right amount. Or you have of garbanzo beans. Now, I'm going to spread these out, and I really want to spread them out, because if they're close together, what you're going to find is we're going to bake them at 350 degrees, and there's a skin I'm going to take out. And if you bake them at 350 degrees and they're kind of close together, then they're going to stay soft and mushy, and we really want them to get crispy and crunchy. So spread them out like this, put them in about a 350 degree oven. It's going to take about 45 to 50 minutes depending on your oven, and go ahead and stir them maybe 2 or 3 times during that time. Like, you may just need to shake the pan a little bit to get them to roll about. And when they're done, you're going to come up with something that looks like this. They're crispy, they're crunchy, and they're nice and spicy. They go great with cider, probably beer as well. And it's a nice thing to have, again, for the holidays. It's something that you can put out, or for the football game, halftime when people are crunching away. I hope you try this one. It's roasted garbanzo beans. For Oklahoma Gardening, I'm Barbara Brown.